Welcome back to the Make Stuff Fix Things channel. In episode 4 of the Airstream renovation series, I get the interior wall paneling put back up and get the new flooring put down across the whole trailer. This one's a little bit of a shorter episode because I didn't capture very much footage of this process. And also, trigger warning, there is some vertical video in here as well. So apologies for the poor video quality, but um, happy with how the flooring and interior is coming together. Thanks for watching. Finally putting the skin back on the inside. So using rock wool insulation, getting 2x4 battens and cutting them in half with a serrated knife. Putting this all in. Got the panels up this side. Hope today is going to get this corner panel on, center panel on. I'm going to finish up some of the ceiling insulation here and start working forwards on the walls. So with the rear end cap installed, I'm now ready to start tackling the wall panels, which were quite a chore to get done. They're about 20 foot long and by about 5 feet high, and so wrangling those into position was tedious. I did use a couple little helping hands to try to hold it up in place, but then just really getting it aligned appropriately across that whole length was very difficult. And here we can see the wall panels installed on both the curbside and roadside of the trailer, and with the exception of the front end cap, which we'll get to next. There's a couple panels that I chose to cut out and replace completely just due to the number of holes in them that I wasn't planning to reuse, so I'm using the circular saw to cut those to size. Here we are, have that curbside one replaced. Here's the current state of the trailer. So the interior walls are in. There's been some sections replaced here. And up front there, the thing I'm working on right now is doing kind of like a partial segmented end cap, just using some of the leftover copper piece of aluminum. The centerpiece is actually from the old exterior rear piece, so one of the bent pieces. We get these end cap panels in. That way we can prep the walls for paint and start getting the interior finished up here. Here's the progress today. Got this whole corner riveted in. It's definitely not perfect. Would have done more segments to fill in the curve, which make it a little bit smoother. Doing the edit, I realized there's something that might not be very intuitive at this stage of the process, and that is why I was able to reuse interior paneling everywhere else in the trailer, but not in this front end cap. And that is because the way that it was constructed at the factory, there was not, in fact, aluminum behind the front cabinet that hung up here. It was just kind of an aluminum strip that was mounted to the top of the cabinet that was riveted in place, and then it was just an open back of insulation behind it. I wanted to give myself the flexibility of constructing that cabinet a little bit differently and not the same size that it was previously. So that's why I'm choosing to reconstruct or add aluminum to the front end of this end cap. So now I'm cleaning up the interior, starting to sand all the walls in preparation for putting some interior paint on. This is end of December 2023 trailer update. So I do have the front end cap put together with those segments, started painting it. I still do have this small panel to do over here that I'm replacing. I just have to notch out the switches. I've spent some time cleaning up the electrical, switching to lithium batteries, so removing the old converter and distribution hub and going to be replacing that with some Blue Sea stuff. And going towards the back, so again, I've started painting some of this. It needs a bit more prep work and additional coats. And then also I've started on the bed frame. So welding a aluminum bed frame, switching the layout here to kind of a corner bed situation. And then going to have a wardrobe and then upper cabinets on this side. Having ample storage underneath, going to do drawers in this section, and then this will be the rear kind of garage accessible storage. Overall, starting to dig back into this project and make some progress. Flooring on order, that should be here next week, and have a lot of work to get done, prep work prior to installing that. So stay tuned. Here is the Airstream. Last few days, been doing some final floor prep before installing the flooring. So I've been doing a lot of sanding, filled screw heads and voids and stuff with Bondo, and then kind of leveling any of the plywood seams. The flooring I'm installing is a product called Woven Vinyl from a company called Infinity Floors. This is going to be a single piece floor. So entire, I have a 24-foot roll that's 8.5 feet wide. So I'm going to lay the whole thing probably in 2 different sections. The goal is to lay it tomorrow. It does have a nice cushion backing, but previously we had in here some cork plank stuff, which has some thickness to it. So this softer vinyl flooring is going to show some of the imperfections in the floor a little bit more than that cork did. So that's why I've been spending quite a bit of time doing this prep work. Luckily, I think it feels pretty good. There's definitely a couple small ridges, but I don't think anybody's going to notice but me. What I've been doing here today is trying to get all the dust out of here. So all that sanding kind of coated literally every surface, including the walls, with some fine dust. So I vacuum the floor, then use compressed air, try to blow everything, all the dust off the walls and all the nooks and crannies, vacuum the floor again. I've done that a couple times just to try to get any of the dust particulate off of here. The floor will actually be installed with 2-part epoxy, and so it's really important that the floor is prepped appropriately and that there's not dust. Otherwise, the epoxy is just going to stick to the dust and not to this plywood subfloor. So cleanliness and preparation are super important for this flooring. I'm probably going to bring my little Swiffer style thing in tomorrow, and then actually mop the whole floor, maybe with a little bit of acetone on the rags, just to try to pick up any of that remaining dust that might be sitting there. I'm really excited for this though. I think the flooring going in is going to be a big milestone for this, and hopefully provide some needed motivation to get this thing wrapped up. There's the floor in.